사랑해.
Jungkook slammed the front door with more force than necessary. The sound of it reverberated through the house, making you flinch a little as you walked in the living room. You could see frustration on his face, but it became an everyday drama that you are also tired of. It's been 2 months of your marriage, but you both are still living like strangers under the same roof. It was a forced marriage, but Jungkook doesn't even look like he is willing to try to make it work out. He's always distant and cold towards you that you are tired of now. Late again. You complained, unable to keep it with anymore. He didn't respond and walked towards the kitchen. Your patience worn thin now. You followed him to the kitchen. Jungkook, we need to talk. You said, stopping at the doorway. You are tired of this push and pull. You are willing to do anything to make this marriage work, but he is not even trying. It's like he doesn't care about this marriage at all. He poured himself a glass of water. He didn't even look at you. About what? He said coldly. About us. About this situation. You come home whenever you want. You barely speak to me. And when you do, it's like I'm not even here. It's like you have no value for this marriage in your eyes. He finally turned to face you, his eyes cold and distant. Maybe that's because I never wanted to be here in the first place. Why would I care about the marriage that happened without my consent? Your heart ached at his words. His words were extremely bitter. You controlled your tears and continued. Neither did I, but we are in this together now. We need to find a way to make it work. Jungkook scoffed, setting his glass down with a thud. Why bother? It's not like you care. You are just enjoying the perks of being married to a wealthy man. You took a step back. Today he was extremely harsh. He didn't care in what way his words will affect you. That's not fair, Jungkook. I'm trying my best here, but you keep shutting me out. Why are you doing this? Shutting you out? Do you really think I can just forget everything I've heard about you? The things you have done? You frowned, having no idea what he's talking about. What are you talking about? You said, trying to steady your voice, even though you were breaking apart from inside. He stepped closer, his eyes flashing with anger. Don't try to act innocent because you're not. I know about your past, everything that you have done, every guy you slept with, all those one-night stands. Shut up, you shouted before he could finish his sentence. Who gave you the right to say those things about me? How are you so sure that I did that? Don't just believe in what others say. I was never like that and I'm not even now. He raised his brow, his hands were clenched and fists as he was trying to control his anger. Can you prove it? Didn't you have a nice stand with your ex? Didn't you dated guys that I can't even count on my fingers? And you expect me to put efforts in this marriage when I'm not even sure what kind of woman you are? Your heart broke into pieces. There were buried rumors about you. Partially it's true, but no one listened to your side of the story. Your stepsister took advantage of your situation and spread that rumor about you. People really started hating you after that, but you didn't know. It will affect you even after years. Don't accuse me when you don't know the full story. I never dated multiple men. It was all a lie. It was true that I had a nice stand with my ex, but that night I was heavily. My stepsister set me up. It was a plan to ruin my image. He chuckled and you felt humiliated. You felt like he laughed at you as if you have cracked a joke. You have a great cover-up story, but do you really think I will believe you? I only got ready for the marriage for my grandmother. Believe me, I would never pick a woman like you. I can't change anything. It's up to you whether you trust me or not. He looked at you. Why should I? Why should I trust a characterless woman like you? Your heart shattered into a million pieces. His words hung in the air. It was as if all the air had been sucked out of the room. You could not believe what he just called you. I can't believe you have that kind of thinking about me, just because you try to believe in some rumors. You were really heartbroken, and after this, you don't even think you will be able to stand here anymore. Jungkook was standing there. Maybe he also never imagined he will ever say that, but things were really messed up in his mind, especially after he got to know about all this. He couldn't bring himself to believe you after knowing your past. Fine, let's end it here. If I'm characterless woman in front of your eyes, it would be a waste to try for anything. I'm leaving. He walked away from there, leaving him standing. You grabbed your coat and keys before leaving the house, without caring where you will go. The pain in your chest was heavy that you couldn't even breathe properly. The rain was pouring heavily, drenching you as you walked aimlessly through the empty streets. You didn't care about the cold or the wet. The storm outside mirrored the one inside you. Anger and hurt moved within, each step taking you further from the house that had become a prison. Your mind raced with memories of a life filled with cruelty. Your stepmother and stepsister had ruined your life. The night you were and violated by your ex-boyfriend who was in on their plan. Your father, helpless and desperate to protect you, had forced you into this marriage with Jungkook, hoping it would be your better start. But Jungkook had turned out to be just as cruel, his harsh words and mistrust cutting you deeply. The world had been nothing but cruel to you, and you couldn't take it anymore. You wanted to leave it all behind, the pain, the betrayal, the endless heartache. Your face stopped when you saw Jungkook standing at a little distance. He was breathing heavily while all drenched in rain like you. He must have ran all the way to find you. But you didn't care about anything. You don't even want to cross the same path as him. You turned to the other side to leave when he called your name. Ryan, please stop. He ran behind you and came near. I'm sorry for saying that. Please come back home. We'll sort out things. Your heart clenched. He still thinks that things can be sorted after he pointed out at your character. I don't have a home, nor there's anything left to sort out. You are free from this marriage. I will never even show up in front of you. You took a step forward, but he blocked your way. I know I have no right to say that. I don't know the truth. I was a mess to even think of anything. Everywhere I was just hearing that, but I don't want to believe them anymore. I want to hear your side. Please forgive me, Ryan. You looked at him for some time, then there was a little honesty in his eyes, but you don't have a good experience in believing people. They all betrayed you in the end. Sadly, you believed them already. I don't have anything to prove now. I'm not coming back. In your eyes, I was already proven a characterless woman. I won't feel that respect, nor you'll be able to give me. I was wrong and frustrated. I know that I have no right to point out on your character. Just give me a chance to make it right. We can sort out things, right? You shook your head. I don't think we can sort it out. I tried every possible way to melt you. I tried my best, but now I won't let anyone downgrade me. I was exploited enough by the people I believed. Now I don't care. Think whatever you want. Yes, I'm a characterless woman, and I don't care what anyone think of me. With that, you walked away from there. He knew he had no right to stop you after how he behaved. He was deeply guilty for what he did. Actually, he wanted to fall in love with you, but after what others and your stepsister told him about you and your past, he thought you will never love him. A stupid like me deserved this. It's a punishment of how low I fell. He realized your worth when it was too late. You were gone from his life. Two months later, you had moved to a new city, determined to start fresh. You found a job at a local bookstore, rented a small apartment, and began to rebuild your life. The pain was still there, but you were stronger now. You joined a support group for women who had faced similar betrayals, and their stories inspired you to keep going. Each day was a step towards healing. You threw yourself into work and hobbies you had neglected, like painting and reading. The support group meetings became a source of strength where you found good fellowship and understanding. You were busy shelving books at the bookstore when Lisa approached you. Lisa was also a member of your support group and had become a close friend. How are you holding up today? You smile and turn towards her. Her presence always lightens your mood, and she is a good listener who went through the similar case like yours. I'm doing okay. Work keeps me busy and it's nice to be surrounded by books. They are a good escape. Lisa nodded, glancing around the cozy store. I get that. By the way, I was thinking of trying out that new cafe down the street after our meeting tonight. Want to join? You hesitated for a moment. Socializing was still a bit haunting, but you knew it was important to push yourself. Sure, that sounds nice. I could use a good cup of coffee. Lisa's eyes lit up. Great, it will be fun and we can talk about that new book you recommended. Jungkook took a deep breath as he sat on the couch. Soon a woman walked inside and took a seat in front of him. This woman named Maria, who was a counselor, has worked with women like you who are in support groups with similar situations as yours. Why are you here? She asked in a calm tone. Jungkook looked deeply guilty. He sighed and met her eyes. I hurt someone I care about deeply. I believed lies about her and treated her horribly. I want to understand and help. Maria nodded, seeing the sincerity in his eyes. Jungkook had changed. He felt guilty every day for how he treated you. He buried himself in work to forget, but the regret stayed. He hired a private investigator to learn the truth about your past and found out your stepsister's lies. When he realized how wrong he was, the guilt got even worse. Jungkook wanted to make things right, so he started sending you letters. Each letter was heartfelt, full of apologies and explanations. He wrote about how much he regretted his action and how he would do anything to win your trust back. He started volunteering a support group where the women faced similar problems like you. He wanted to understand your pain. He even confronted your stepmother and sister. They had to clear this misunderstanding to everyone they manipulated. Jungkook was now completely determined to gain your trust back. Though your stepmother tried to defend her actions, but Jungkook didn't go easy on them. He made sure that everyone knows the truth, and your stepsister faced the consequences of her actions. Maria took a deep breath and looked at him. It's good that you are here and willing to take a step to make up for what you have lost. But remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and effort. He nodded. I will do anything it takes to get her back. I want to become the person she could believe. I know I've hurted her and it's not going to be easy, but I'll do it whatever it takes. Maria smiled. She was happy that he was willing to change. It happens in rare cases and she was ready to help him. I'm happy that you are aware of what you have done. Don't worry, she'll going to come back, but you have to be honest always. He nodded. One day you received another letter. It's been almost a year since you are receiving letters from Jungkook. At first you used to throw them away, but you were curious to know what he writes every day. You read one time and soon it turned into every day. He was sincerely sorry. Today's letter was different from the rest. It wasn't just an apology, it was an invitation. Jungkook had organized a charity event for victims of manipulation and exploitation, dedicating it to you and your strength. He asked you to attend not just as a guest, but as a speaker to share your story and inspire others. Hesitant, but something in his words touched you. You decided to go, if only to see if he had truly changed. You arrived at the charity event feeling a mix of nervousness and curiosity. It had been a year since you had seen Jungkook, since you had felt the weight of his accusations and the pain of his distrust. The venue was elegant, filled with people who had gathered to support the cause Jungkook had passionately thrown himself into. You didn't talk. When you were invited to the stage, you told your story to everyone. They were deeply touched and proud that you were strong to face all that. Yet you came out stronger. Jungkook felt more guilty, but he was happy that you shared your story. You met a few times. After your speech, Jungkook came to the stage. He cleared his throat before looking at you. He was determined to make everything good, no matter what it takes. Good morning everyone. Thank you for being here and supporting this important cause. Tonight I want to share something personal. The room quieted, all eyes on him. I want to tell you about my wife Ryan. He began scanning the crowd until he found you. We were married a year ago, but it hasn't been easy. I made a terrible mistake by believing rumors and lies instead of trusting her. I hurt her deeply with my actions and words. You felt a lump in your throat, your eyes starting to fill up with tears as he continued. I have spent the last few months trying to make amends, trying to become a better person. I want to publicly apologize to her tonight. I am deeply sorry for all the pain I have caused you, Ryan. I was wrong and I want nothing more than to make it up for you. I know I don't deserve it, but I am asking for a second chance. There were a murmur in the crowd as people looked between you and Jungkook. He stepped down from the stage, walking over to you with sincerity and regret in his eyes. Ryan, can we talk? He said softly, holding out his hand. You hesitated for a moment, then nodded, allowing him to lead you to a quieter corner of the room. The music and chat had faded into the background as you faced each other. I meant every word I said up there. I've been working on myself, trying to understand how I could have been so blind and hurtful. I want to earn your trust back. His voice was full of emotions. I've been through so much because of the lies and manipulations. It took me time, but I made myself stronger. Seeing how many women have been through the same situation as mine, it's really sad how people break someone, not caring how it will break the other person. He looked down and nodded, his eyes were teary. I know I was terrible, but give me a chance, Ryan. I will make up for every pain I caused. Please come back. It's been a year. I'm really guilty, but please try to trust me. You swallowed the lump down. It was hard for you to speak. It's hard for me to even think about trusting you again. He nodded, looking down for a moment before meeting your gaze again. I understand, and I don't expect you to forgive me easily, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to prove to you that I have changed. I want to make things right, not just for you, but for us. You took a deep breath, feeling the sincerity in his words. You hurt me deeply, Jungkook, but seeing you here, doing all this, it means a lot. I can see that you are genuinely trying to change. I am. I want to be the man you deserve. I'm asking for a chance to show you that I can be that man. You looked into his eyes, seeing the guilt and determination there. Slowly you nodded. Alright, I'll give you the chance, but it's going to take time. We'll need to rebuild everything from the ground up. A small, hopeful smile formed on his lips. Thank you, Wayne. I promise you won't regret it. It was the beginning of a new chapter, one that you both hoped would lead the healing and a stronger bond than ever before.